Hi, I'm Jenny from This World Is Not Our Homestead, and today I'm going to make some fermented honey garlic. I usually have some of this in the pantry, but I haven't had any for a little while, and we've been a bit sick, so I am definitely overdue for making another batch. I actually used to really not enjoy this fermented honey garlic at all. It was nasty. It was so strong with garlic flavor. But it's okay. Come get some more. I finally found a way to make it taste good, like actually good, where it's enjoyable to take. One moment. There you go. Israel is cleaning the table. Okay, so you start, of course, by chopping up garlic. I don't have any super secret hacks for making this quicker. So you just do it piece by piece. I clip off the ends that were attached to the bottom of the bulb, and then I put it on here and I press down, and it kind of crunches, and that helps it typically peel quite easily. And then I set it aside until I have done that to all of them. And I will try to not talk much so that I can just fast forward this part for you until I get to the next step. Okay, after slicing the bottom ends off and peeling all of the garlic, we are going to dice them up into small pieces. It's not a super science. It doesn't really matter the size you go for. I just try to make them quite small because I feel like that helps you get more honey over each piece of garlic, and it's more palatable that way because, you know, it's garlic. My oldest son actually enjoys eating garlic with honey quite a bit, just plain, but most of us are a bit off-put by the intensity of it. So dicing we go. All right, once your garlic is diced up fairly small, I'll show you mine. It's, like I said, there's no super science to it. Garlic is garlic. It doesn't matter if your pieces are uniform or a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. Israel is cleaning the table behind me, and as a wooden table, it absorbs a lot more water than it repels. So he needs me to refresh his rag pretty often. But I have one of these little jars, and I'm gonna put all of my garlic in here. You can make this any size you want. I would make a much bigger jar. I'm just not that motivated to cut that much garlic. So I make a small one every time. Plus, I mean, then it's more fresh, you know. Fresher. Scraping up all the garlic and putting it in. Sticky. Kind of gets sticky, which is a little interesting. All right, once you have all of your garlic, we're gonna add some, I'm gonna I gotta rinse my fingers because they're sticky. I'm back. Okay, I'm going to add the only necessary ingredients for this like fermented garlic are garlic and honey. If that's all you have, then you have all you need to make this garlic. However, I am going to show you additional ingredients that I'm going to add into it just to give it a little more medicinal kick. One of those ingredients is turmeric. And I'm not measuring anything. See, I just dumped some turmeric in there. It's okay, Israel. This is my homemade ahi mango pepper powder. Israel. But you could also just use cayenne pepper. But I love this pepper powder. I like it a lot more than cayenne. And since I have it, I'm going to use it. I'm not putting 1/4 of a teaspoon, but I am using it to scoop a little bit. I'll dump that in. You need more water? Alright, here. There you go. You are doing so good cleaning that table. I'm going to add some powdered ginger today as well. Just because. Oh, that's strong. Oh dear, that garlic really hits you. And raisins. It's okay. Raisins are the thing that turned my fermented garlic mixture from something that I hated taking but took because I knew it was good for me into something that I actually enjoyed. Thank you, Israel. I'm not sure exactly how it does it. I'm sure it just adds some sweetness to the whole thing. And I always try to make sure I get a raisin when I get a scoop. But the raisins were the game changer for fermented garlic into turning it into something pleasant. I'm gonna go ahead and have my honey. I probably should have done the honey before I put the raisins in and stirred it up. Ooh. Okay. And you could also add a little bit of vanilla if you wanted to. I'm actually going to use this instead, just a tiny bit, because it can help with preservation. And I know when you make tinctures with herbs, the alcohol helps the medicinal benefits absorb as quickly as possible into the body. So I add just a tiny bit of this in the hopes that it is going to do the same in this fermented garlic as it would in a tincture, even though it's obviously not a tincture. I probably should have stirred it first. This might end up being a little messy, but just a little bit. You could use vanilla. That would definitely improve the smell because vanilla is lovely. All right, I need something to stir with. A butter knife. I think this is good. I think the last time I did it, I put way more raisins in it than I needed, and it was actually too sweet, which was a little surprising. But as long as you have enough raisins to get one raisin in your scoop of garlic mixture, then it should be great. That's it. It's all stirred up. I might add a little bit more honey. I don't know. I think this is probably good. Now I'm gonna add a tiny bit more honey just to make sure everything is covered. And then I will put it in the pantry, and you can eat it anytime. You could eat it immediately if you wanted to, but it's best if you let it sit for a few days, and it allows those flavors to meld together. You could also add herbs. I actually thought of adding some sage and oregano, but I forgot. So, but if you wanted the minimum like bare recipe, I would suggest diced garlic, raisins, and honey. That's all you need to have your fermented garlic not be nasty, in my opinion. I feel like after about 3 days, it starts to taste really good. But here, I have a little bit too full of a jar, and I will set this in the pantry. And I will be taking it for myself, and my children will get to take it as well as needed. Thank you for joining me on making this fermented honey, garlic, and raisin mixture. Use common sense. If it starts to grow weird colors, don't eat it. Dispose of it. If it starts to smell bad, don't eat it. I've never had it go bad, but things happen. So use sense. Some people will put it in the refrigerator after 2 weeks. I don't, and I've never had any issues, but make wise choices and eat healthy food. At least sometimes. Most of the time, preferably. Israel, you want to say bye?
Bye.